See that over there? Yeah, that's the Jacto. The Jacto PJP16. So outside of it having variable pressure, that's an onboard agitator. Yeah, I just did that. How cool is that? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Turf Therapy. Check it out. That happened last night. Yep. So we got a magic number of 1/2 inch, and finally, my lawn is showing signs of stress. The turfman's doing great, which is a great sign. That's awesome. I have learned that I don't just have a fescue lawn up here on this side plot. Now, I already knew that I was dealing with like old K31 cow pasture type grass. I also have some creeping Charlie that's in this area up here. I'm actually not gonna do anything with this, guys. I mean, from a distance, you can barely see it. But I'm not worried about it because, like I said, it's super warm now. It's already under a stress condition and it's not choking out the turf. I'll catch that the moment we come out of this summer stress. You know what this is? It's Bermuda. Yep, not crabgrass. It is Bermuda, it's common Bermuda, and it is all throughout here. So the green that you see, almost like a lime green action that you're seeing right now, that is the Bermuda. The hazy brown action that you have going on, that's the perennial rye, and perennial rye doesn't like it once you get above 80 degrees, so it's no surprise it's checked out there. And then the little splotches of green that looks like it's holding on, that's the fescue. It's got runners, guys. It's running all through here, just doing this thing, getting leggy, doing what Bermuda grass does. So if you ask yourself, or if you're asking or you're thinking, Rob, what are you gonna do about it? Absolutely nothing. And the reason why I say absolutely nothing is because it's freaking Bermuda, guys. Like, they don't call it the alpha grass for no reason. It'd be futile for me, especially with me not staying here long term. I'm only gonna be at this location for max, maybe like another 14 months. So if this was my actual property, which it's not, by the way, if you didn't know, if this was my property, I would probably start right now by burning all this to the ground. I would try to just smoke it out, cook it while the Bermuda is thriving and growing right now. I would try to just smoke it out with a few applications of glyphosate, and by a few, maybe 3-4 times, I hit it 3 or 4 times, and then hopefully hope that it wouldn't come back after I would do a thorough overseed of more fescue. The other option is, I mean, go low, right? Just mow it down and let the Bermuda spread. Those are my recommendations for you if you're dealing with that. Or you could just do what I'm gonna do and not do anything special to it. Keep mowing it, keep watering it, because to be honest, I didn't even realize that I had Bermuda over here until it warmed up enough for the Bermuda to kick off. And it wouldn't look nearly as bad if I didn't have the perennial ryegrass completely checking out. So I think what they did over here was throw like a construction blend mix over here. They must have for me to have rye, fescue, and Bermuda grass over here. So we got Bermuscue rye. Yeah, Bermuscue rye. That's what we're gonna call it, Bermuscue rye. Now my front, it looks good. This is the best my lawn has ever looked, talking about 2 weeks into July. I do have a hot spot here, and then this little area up here, and my color is gradually starting to fade. Now here, this middle section right here where it looks dark, like a darker green, I'm not sure how it's picking up on cam, but this area right here, this middle section, there's a lot of rocks in here. I know that because when I did my soil sample, I discovered a lot of rocks there. That's another stress point, but overall, for the middle of July, I mean, I can't really get mad at this, especially being in the transition zone. You know, being in the transition zone makes it pretty difficult. You're literally, everything that we do in the transition zone, if you have a cool season lawn, is preparing for the championship fight. what I mean by the championship fight is, think of it like this. Think of it as being a boxer, right? So as a boxer, you'll schedule your fight sometimes a year out, maybe longer, sometimes shorter, but usually you got about a year to get ready, right? So as a cool season lawn in the transition zone, all the work we do in the fall and spring is literally in preparation for the big fight. So once you get to the big fight, there's really nothing that you can do. If you didn't properly prepare and your lawn's checking out in the second round versus the sixth round, then that's just what it is. So now all you have to do is be the best cut man that you can be to keep him going through the fight, or decide to throw in the towel. So what I'm gonna do is, I don't think we're quite ready to throw in the towel, definitely not in the front. The front is thriving. Over here, definitely had me thinking about throwing in the towel, but because this section is still doing pretty good, I'm not gonna throw in the towel. I'm just gonna cut man this up. I'm gonna try to be this lawn's best cut man that you have ever seen. So let me show you what I'm gonna use in my arsenal to try to give a little color correction to this lawn over here and over here as well. Let's see if we can bring this back and relieve some of this stress. Let's see what I got in my box of goodies and tricks. All right, now don't get overwhelmed, okay? I know it looks like a lot of stuff, but it really isn't, especially because Simple Lawn Solutions had made it very easy for you to apply their products with their sweet, awesome hose-in sprayers, right? So, since I got a good ½ inch of rain, we're gonna put down the soil loosener first, right? Once we get done with the soil loosener, we're gonna follow that up with the 1648. So it's been about 2 weeks since I applied the 31818, and the color still looks really good in the front and in the back. But in the side, it looks like it's lacking a little. So what we're gonna do is use the 1648. Now, how am I gonna top all that off? Well, I'm going to run the Sunniland 600 liquid fert that has a total of 5%? Yeah, 5% iron, 1.6 of that being chelated is going to be a foliar application. Now, as you can see, it is high freaking noon. So we're not going to do this right now. No, it's warm. I'm already sweating. But what we'll do is I'll bring you back here later this evening when we get these applications in to finish up this video. Stay tuned. I really like this hose-in sprayer because I'm not sure if this will show up on camera, but you have a off position, you have a water position, and then you have the on position when it actually starts to pull and dilute with the water that's coming out. I'm going to apply this, which is the Hydretain in soil loosener. I know I applied Hydretain already, but if you read the label, you can do up to, 45 ounces per 1,000 square feet in one growing season. So I'm just gonna do it again because it's clear to me that they need some extra help over here. And since I'm giving it to one, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to all. No big deal there. And then the soil loosener just helps the ground perk and get everything where it's supposed to. Let's get this done. All right, let's knock out the 1648. Yeah, so I'm being extra cautious because I really want this stuff to get to where it's supposed to go. So I'm gonna let this run for a few minutes. But while that runs, you see that over there? What's this right here? Yeah, that's the Jacto. The Jacto PJP16. So, that's right guys, I got a new toy. Now, full disclosure, I did not pay for this. The Sprayer Depot sent it over to me to give a full objective review and opinion on this piece of equipment. I'm working on that behind the scenes, but today we're gonna put it to work. The application rate for this is 8 ounces per 1,000 square feet. The highest end on here is 12 ounces per 1,000 square feet. So we're gonna do 12 ounces per 1,000 square feet. Cool? So outside of it having variable pressure, guess what she has? That's an onboard agitator. Yeah, I just did that. I just flipped the switch on the side, and now it's mixing up all on its own. How cool is that? All right, guys, welcome back. We've spent about 6 days, and well, I'll just show you. Bro. 1648, Sunniland 600, Hydretain soil loosener. That's what we did here. And look at that color. I'm in the transition zone. It is July 17th, and that is what I'm working with right now. That's insane, incredible. Yeah, let's go ahead and give a, yes, yes, look at you. When I left you, I was talking about being the best cut man that you can be based off this time of year and the stress that we're dealing with. So in my Bermuda fescue rye lawn over here, we're still looking pretty freaking decent. I still have some remnants of where the perennial ryegrass wanted to check out on me out of nowhere, but overall, for this to be a mix, this section specifically right here, it seems like the application did what I wanted it to do, which was at least freeze it in time and keep it from continuing to check out more. Also, the Bermuda is spreading a little bit. I promise you, I'm not worried about that, guys. And if you're in this situation too, and let's say you don't have the money or the time that it would take to burn this down a few times while it's warm, because Bermuda is actively growing right now, and getting the perennial ryegrass out of there as well, it would still ding that up as well. I would tell you to do the exact same thing I'm gonna do, which is absolutely nothing other than continue to take care of the lawn, mow it, and when the fall creeps right back around after you get out the stress period, I promise you, you're not even gonna notice it because you didn't notice it in the spring, and neither did I. All right, moving on. In the area where I mostly have the majority fescue, there is some Bermuda scattered throughout here as well. But all in all, guys, I mean, I can't complain. The color looks great. So like I said before, for cool season lawns in the transition zone that have to deal with 85 degrees and above, sustained 85 degrees and above, it's going to be difficult to maintain that lush green during this time of the year, because this is the fight or the Super Bowl or whatever sport you're into. You pick it. You pick your favorite team, and you tell me this: if that team doesn't practice, if they don't do the necessary work, the hard work during the off season, what's going to happen during their actual game season? They're going to get thrashed. That's what's going to happen, you know? So apply that logic, and you will have a lawn that, although genetically it wants to check out, it does not want to be awake right now. It wants to be nice and crispy brown, like my neighbor that I don't have. But if you don't want your lawn to look like that, you know, you're gonna have to put some work in. And that work is going to have to be done in the fall and in the spring. Well, all right, guys, that pretty much wraps that up. I appreciate you stopping by and spending some time over here at Turf Therapy, where we're healing lawns and souls. And I'll see you next time for your weekly dose of therapy.
with Rob.